Mike Norvell's Florida State football team back to work after the bye week with Wake Forest coming to town Saturday night under the lights inside of Doak Campbell Stadium. And it's a special night, homecoming week here at FSU, and Seminole Heritage game for Florida State football. Plenty to celebrate for the Noles as they're ready to get back to action and back out on Bobby Bowden Field. Welcome, everybody, to Inside Seminole Football, live from Bowden's in College Town. A great show for you tonight. Richie Leonard will stop by the program a little bit later on this evening, as will offensive coordinator Gus Malzahn later in the show tonight. We start, of course, with the head coach. Big round of applause for your head coach, Mike Norvell, everybody here in the building. Coach, back to work. I know you guys are chomping at the bit and want to get back out there on the field, and you put some work in, got some bumps and bruises healed up last week, and now here we go, back at it, getting ready for another big opponent in ACC play.
Yeah, and the bye week hit us in the right time, and obviously you're coming off a stretch of disappointing results, but as I've told the team, it was time for a refresh, a restart, and for us to control all things here moving forward. And I am proud of the team for the way that they've went about this last week. It was a good, competitive week of work. We're excited about this opportunity that we have in front of us. And for every player, every coach, it's about going and just and doing our job and putting forth every bit of effort. Learn from the lessons that we've experienced in the early part of the seasons. We've seen high performance, and we've seen areas where we have to grow and get better, and it's the ownership of each action, and just the corrections that are necessary to go be our best. And I think our guys have embraced that. I know our coaching staff has poured a lot in. As we reflect back, you look at the things that you've done, look at those critical areas of improvement, and then you go take a step. And our guys came back yesterday. You had a great bounce about them. We know that we're playing a talented opponent here this week in Wake Forest, who's coming off a big win and has been able to put together some impressive victories throughout this season already, and but excited for homecoming week, and like you mentioned, the Seminole Heritage game is just a wonderful opportunity to share and to celebrate just the great relationship we have with the Seminole Tribe of Florida, and all that we get to represent with how we play and what we do. So we're looking forward to a big week ahead.
Yeah, going to be a special night for sure with the Seminole Heritage game Saturday night with Wake Forest in town. A bye week after game number 7. How much, Coach, is it physical work? How much is it mental work? What's the line you walk in that area for your team?
Well, I mean, it's a combination of both. And, you need having some guys that were, like you said, had some bumps and bruises, some guys that needed to heal up. Obviously try to take advantage of that, but then it's still about the work. It's still about the growth, the improvement. It was I wanted a competitive week, and I thought we were able to get that. We had some a lot of speed situations where it's first team offense, first team defense. We lay out the situation of work that we're doing, and then you watch guys compete. And it was a spirited week of work. I thought we definitely got better, and you see guys that are growing throughout their journey. Because one of the things you got to continue to realize is that we have some experience, but there is a lot of youth within this team, and we played double digit. Number of true freshmen have already played and contributed. We've got some guys that are really getting basically the first half of this season that is their experience, and so they're what with that comes some good and some bad, but there's a hunger and a determination for us to go and finish and take the strides necessary to play our best football, and that's what I'm believing is going to show up here Saturday.
Yep. Time now for our truest hero of the game, dating back to 2 weeks ago. And when you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. So start feeling like it today. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist, leaders in banking and wavering and care. Truist Bank, member FDIC. He got to play back home in front of a bunch of friends and family. Blake Nicholson went out and played one of his best games of the year. He had 7 tackles, 1.5 TFLs, flying around the field at Stanford Stadium 2 weeks ago, and just 84 miles from his hometown of Ripon, California. Pretty special for Blake to go back out, and obviously he's a guy from the West Coast that has been a key part of your team on the defensive side of the football over the last few years. I'm sure he was pretty fired up to get back out there and make it happen.
No, and Blake's a guy that's really taken some positive strides here this year, and and I thought that the last game, I mean, was a great response game for him, and it really was. In Pitt, there was a few plays that he left out on the field where a little hesitation showed up, and there was a couple missed opportunities, but Blake, as I told him, trust your eyes, trust your feet, go attack, and the rest will take care of itself. And I thought he did that in the game in Stanford, and obviously put together a really nice performance, and continuing to build upon that as we continue the stretch through the season.
I know you and I have talked about that with the defensive side of the ball, that hesitation at times that's showing up. What are some of the things that you and the staff identified with film, with watching your guys and communicating to the linebacker core, other areas, to just go out and let it rip? What are some of the things you see when you try and get those guys to go play at that high level?
Yeah, and I mean, I think there's something you reflect back as coaches, the things you're asking guys to do, the volume of it, the confidence in that, and then you understand it's going to happen fast when you're out there on the field. But, for me, it's the mindset of going to make the play, as you go through and you have some disappointing results, there's times that you see guys where they're trying not to mess up or trying not to miss a task, and that's, you got to get that out of your mind. Every play is its own play. You go trust your technique, trust your fundamentals, trust the ability that you have, and you cut it loose and go play. And I thought defensively, through the course of last week's game, you saw that that aggressiveness. You saw guys that were flying around, and I thought we took a positive step in that direction, and something that we got to continue to build upon. Because I do believe when you have 11 guys playing as one with that mindset, good things are going to happen, and we got to build upon that.
Hanging out here live, Bowden's in College Town, inside Seminole football with the head coach Mike Norvell. Bowden's a proud partner of Florida State Athletics, and we're here Monday nights the remainder of the way during the football season. Bowden's in College Town with head coach Mike Norvell, 7 to 8 p.m. Coming up, Coach Norvell and his squad, they moved into their brand new football center last week. It is a gem, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to have Coach kind of give us a guided tour here on the show. That and more on the way. Just getting started here on a Monday night. Stay with us. We are back after this timeout.
It didn't start here.
But everything it stood for still does.
Some things change.
And some things never change.
Tradition, dedication to excellence, a program built on grit.
And driven by growth.
From the tunnel to the turf, every step forward tells a story.
Just like ours.
Where growth, determination, and a dedication to excellence meet.
Scott and Wallace.
When your health is on the line, Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare is here with the most advanced medical care in the region. TMH is home to the top heart and vascular program, the highest level of care for premature babies, the area's most powerful cancer center, and the region's only Level 2 trauma center. TMH is setting new standards for medical excellence, driving research and innovation to bring the best care to our region. TMH is your lifelong partner in health.
Hey, your voice is amazing. Let him hear it.
When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more.
Give me a word, give me a sign. Show me where to look, tell me what will I find.
You're unstoppable.
I'm just getting started.
Well, I'm here to help.
At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking.
This is Inside Seminole Football with Coach Mike Norvell. Let's rejoin the coach with Jeff Culhane.
All right, great to be back with you on Monday night. It's homecoming week here at Florida State University. Our Seminole Heritage game on Saturday night as well. We'll talk with Coach Norvell about that and the meaning, the importance of our partnership with the Seminole Tribe of Florida, and so much more here tonight on the program. Coming up a little bit later on, Richie Leonard will stop by the show. He had a great weekend over the bye weekend, a guy that's a part of the All-State Good Works team, a semifinalist for the Werfel Trophy. Excited to talk to Richie coming up a little bit later on in the show. You guys last week, you got a chance to move into your new digs, Coach. The Dunlap Football Center, everyone, is as good as it gets, Coach. State of the art, and I bet the reaction from the guys was pretty impressive and a lot of fun, I would imagine, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, there was so much gratitude, and that's the thing that, for the sacrifice and investment for all that have taken part of in making this a reality. I mean, it is truly special, and for all the past players, for all the wonderful boosters, the wonderful administration and supporters to make this, our home, and, it is state of the art. It's first class in every way. It's going to be, remarkable in just the way, the innovation that we're going to be able to utilize in helping, teach and train our players, and just from the mind, body, and the soul. I mean, this is a place that's a one-stop shop for all, and, really, just kind of blew everybody's mind as we got a chance to go through it, and just to see the incredible detail that was put into it, but also just a wonderful space for these players and, in their time here at Florida State.
I know as you were in meetings and how you wanted this to look, the functionality, the home of your football team and your football program. You've used that term before, mind, body, and soul. Kind of take us into those meetings and the discussions that you were having with administration, with the donors, builders, everybody involved, and how you wanted this thing to come together the way that it is currently right now.
Well, I mean, I know this has been a process that's been a long time coming, and it's something that, for my 6 years here, we've talked about it. There's been, like I said, there's been a lot of sacrifice investment to make this happen, but also the ways we've had to adapt as a program, and sometimes it's in limited space, sometimes limited in things that we had to do as this project unfolded. But for us, it was about building a facility that truly was going to impact the student athlete in their time here. And as I say, mind, body, and soul. I mean, those are the areas that were the key focus. Is that we want everything in this facility to be useful for them. To be a resource to help their growth, their development, and just allowing them to be the best that they can be. And it starts with the mind. And it's like I said, state of the art technology, being able to teach in a unique way, to be able to maximize every inch of that facility to help them grow and understand the game, and to be able to apply that, whether it's with the walkthrough facility that we have that's there on the second floor attached to the meeting rooms, to what we have within the meeting rooms, the virtual reality, all the different dynamics. I just think it was so very well done. Talk about the body. Our athletic training facility is first class. I mean, to be able to, when we know bumps and bruises are part of this game, and nobody ever wants to be injured, but to be able to have a facility that guys can go and make that investment with their prehab, do the work before the work, and then if there ever is an injury, just to be able to have every available resource to get back on the field as quick as possible. The weight room is incredible. They're attached to the IPF, and just the space and the area for these guys to work. I mean, it really is. And then the soul. I mean, I want this to be a place that's comfortable for them. And the locker room is outstanding. I know you saw some of the videos they're going through. I mean, these guys, it is their living room. It's a place where they get to spend so much time together as they're building those relationships, as they're watching, guys grow from their freshman year to their senior years, and it's a place that they're always going to be able to come back home with their future families to celebrate. And we do have a wonderful, the Hall of Champions, being able to see all the great tradition and recognizing the wonderful coaches as well as the great players that have come before us that we know that we need to respect in the way that we go about our business on a daily basis.
You mentioned the meeting room connected to the walkthrough facility. So the way I'm envisioning this is you guys can literally watch film in the meeting room and stand up and just go right out of the door, and you're right there, can walk through it a second later.
Yeah, and we actually, we have essentially a numbers to numbers screen that's there within that facility, so that if you want to put up any look or anything, to be able to be interactive with that. And this is something that guys will be able to do on their own, even without coaches. So it just gives them a lot of opportunity for their growth and for their continued investment for what they want to be out there on the field.
And to be able to show this thing off and show future players, I mean, this is just an absolute feather in the cap from a recruiting perspective, I would imagine,
and it's been something that you look just geographically, the schools within our footprint. I mean, 95% of them have redone facilities, have done things to enhance their program, and this is something that we needed to do. And you can already in a week period of time, you're going out on the road, getting on the phone with recruits, and obviously as they're seeing things that from our players and what they're putting out, just the excitement for that, and to see that continued investment in our program. And obviously it is a new age in college football with your NIL and revenue sharing and all those different things. Well, to couple great resources and in a place that you're going to be developed, but also to be able to have that all inclusive experience. I mean, it's something that's really special, and I think it's going to be a great benefit for us moving forward.
It's pretty spectacular. That thing is so massive, Coach. I think I could find a spot and stay there for a week, and you guys wouldn't find me in there. That's how impressive that building is.
Yeah, there's probably a pretty good chance on that, actually.
That's right. The Dunlap Football Center, it's definitely a state-of-the-art facility for Mike Norvell's Florida State football program. As Inside Seminole Football is brought to you in part by Florida Farm Bureau Insurance, a proud partner of Florida State Athletics. And odds are beaten here. Wolfson Children's, always here, official children's hospital of Florida State Athletics. Coming up, we'll get back to the talk on the field as Florida State gets ready for Wake Forest. And Mekhi Danzy continues to impress. What a fourth quarter he had at Stanford. One of the top young wide receivers in all of college football. That and more on the way with the head coach, Mike Norvell. Stay with us. We are back after this timeout.
Florida. Home to pristine beaches, unique dining experiences, world-class accommodations, and the thrills that keep the young and young at heart coming back to the Sunshine State. From coast to coast, see what our 10,000 members of the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association have been preparing for you. Exceptional eats, historic sites, and lodging to fit any budget. So whether you're here making deals or making memories, come get a flavor for Florida's finest restaurants and hotels.
When your health is on the line, Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare is here with the most advanced medical care in the region. TMH is home to the top heart and vascular program, the highest level of care for premature babies, the area's most powerful cancer center, and the region's only Level 2 trauma center. TMH is setting new standards for medical excellence, driving research and innovation to bring the best care to our region. TMH is your lifelong partner in health.
Hey, your voice is amazing. Let him hear it.
When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more.
Give me a word, give me a sign. Show me where to look, tell me what will I find.
You're unstoppable.
I'm just getting started.
Well, I'm here to help.
At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking.
More from Coach Mike Norvell coming up on Inside Seminole Football.
And we are back. Big thanks to the Golden Girls here tonight, spending some time with us, the Florida State Cheer Squad, welcoming us back in to Inside Seminole Football, live from Ballard's College Town. Jeff Culhane here with the head coach, Mike Norvell. And our program is brought to you in part by 4 Points by Sheraton Tallahassee downtown, where you experience comfort and convenience in the heart of the city. With stunning floor-to-ceiling windows, their rooms offer some of the best views in Tallahassee. Sleep comfortably and cheer proudly at 4 Points by Sheraton. Coach, your redshirt freshman wide receiver, Mekhi Danzy, continues to make plays for you, and I know he got it really going and cooking in the fourth quarter, over 100 yards and making some acrobatic catches in traffic at Stanford in that game. And he leads the ACC second nationally in 30-yard plays, 40-yard plays, and 50-yard plays. And he just continues, it feels like, to grow and be that one of those threats for you in the passing game that gives opposing defensive coordinators a ton of heartburn getting ready.
Yeah, he's a tremendous playmaker, and you just see his confidence, just growing each and every week. And, the different things that, he's being asked to do. I think Coach Malzahn's doing a great job and being able to move him around, showing different, different looks with him, being able to continue to build, that foundation of things that he's able to accomplish. Coach Harris is really, helping him grow in the finer details of what it is to be a receiver. Because that's what, so many people forget. I mean, we didn't really even get spring practice with him because he was out there being the fastest, 400-meter runner ever in ACC history. So, I mean, he's doing that, summer workout. He actually, tweaked his hamstring, there before national championship. So he was rehabbing all summer. So really the work that he got has been from fall camp on, and you're seeing you see that growth as each week goes by in the season. So you're really proud of him, proud of the investment that he's making, and so excited about what his future is going to be.
One of the things from that game at Stanford in the fourth quarter, I forget which catch it was. It might have been the first one where he had beaten the defender, and initially he didn't quite pick the football up, and you could see him looking for it in the sky. And then as it was coming down, he found it and still brought it in for a big completion of 30, 40 yards. That shows me that's a young guy not panicking, staying confident, and sticking with it when the ball's in the air, which is pretty impressive. Yeah,
and I mean, he's somebody that, he grows through the game. And, there was a play earlier in the game that, didn't work out for us. And, there's an opportunity for him to learn and grow. And it was kind of one of those plays where he looked back and then, a quarter later, he puts himself in position and goes and makes some outstanding plays with very similar situations that arose. So it just, he takes the coaching, he works to apply it, and he's got so much ability that like I said, the sky's the limit for what he's gonna be able to accomplish.
Yeah, no question about that. Mekhi Danzy is one of 2 players in the country with multiple 100-yard receiving quarters this season. So he's having a tremendous year as a redshirt freshman in Gus Malzahn's offense, who will join us a little bit later on in the show. Hey, time now for our Scott and Wallace keys to success, getting ready for Wake Forest. Saturday night under the lights, a homecoming night game, 7:30 p.m. Eastern at Bobby Bowden Field in Doak Campbell Stadium. Scott and Wallace, the official injury lawyers of Florida State Athletics, with offices in Tallahassee. We talked about Wake a little bit early on. It's a team that's finding ways to win games in unique ways. It was a bizarre game against SMU. They found a way to win with a walk-off field goal at home, and Jake Dickert has done a really good job in his first year there in Winston-Salem.
No, he has, and I think when you look at this football team, it starts with them on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, they've played at a very high level. Among the top of defensive rankings. Of how they've played, what they've been able to do. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to attack offensively. I mean, you see the playmakers that they have, and they've been working a couple different quarterbacks due to injury. I think the Barnes kid at receivers. One of the most explosive players, in our conference. Obviously the running back is, as good as there is, in our league, and a guy that we definitely have to be able to take account of, every time he touches the ball. So, this is going to be, it's a team that's, found a way. They've been able to win in a variety of different ways, and we know that it's going to take a great effort on our part. And as we go into this week, it's about every player, coach, all of us going to do our job, and stay focused in the moment, take it one play at a time, and really not try to get ahead of yourself. Just go out there and trust your work, trust your ability and the things that you're being asked to do. And I've got a lot of confidence in how this team's going to respond and rise up.
Coming up here on Inside Seminole Football, one more segment with the head coach Mike Norvell. We'll take a look back. The last time we played Wake Forest, it was a special afternoon in Winston-Salem as the Noles got after the Demon Deacons. That is our Bowden's great moment in Florida State football history. That and more on the way when we come back. Continuing along here on Monday night, we are back after this timeout.
It didn't start here.
But everything it stood for still does.
Some things change.
And some things never change.
Tradition, dedication to excellence, a program built on grit.
And driven by growth.
From the tunnel to the turf, every step forward tells a story.
Just like ours.
Where growth, determination, and a dedication to excellence meet.
Scott and Wallace.
Live from Bowden's, here is Jeff Culhane.
All right, welcome back. Inside Seminole Football with the head coach Mike Norvell. Coming up in our next segment, Richie Leonard will stop by the program, Florida State offensive lineman. And a little bit later on, FSU offensive coordinator Gus Malzahn is on the show here this evening. All right, time now for our great moment in Florida State football history presented by Bowden's in College Town. The last time we played Wake Forest was in 2023. And the Noles got after the Demon Deacons in Winston-Salem. You saw a touchdown run by Jordan Travis. There's big Jared Verse making a play. And here he comes again, sacking the quarterback in a day that was dominated by the Garnet and Gold. And Keon Coleman, they could not guard him that day. 2 touchdowns receiving for Keon County in a 41-16 win over Wake Forest on that Saturday afternoon in Winston-Salem. Coach, that was a game where you go in, you're playing a Wake team that had been a little bit down, but had started to figure a few things out, and it felt like you guys knocked them out of the game early and often that afternoon.
No, it was a complete team win, and in that day, and I was really pleased with how our guys were able to work, and we played complementary football, and that's something we've talked about throughout this year. We've seen that the early in the season, the capabilities of what this team that we have this year can be, and that's something that it still all goes back to seeing the offense playing with and for that defense, and the same thing vice versa, and then special teams being able to make some big plays throughout. So definitely a great day there a few years back, and once again excited about what Saturday holds.
Yeah, absolutely. As we mentioned, it's homecoming, but it's also the Seminole Heritage Game. You have been and visited with the Seminole Tribe of Florida a couple of years ago as well. I know how important the partnership is, as it is to all of us, obviously, to be able to represent the Seminole Tribe of Florida. And this is a game that has an even deeper meaning, I know, in so many ways for you and for your team.
No, it's incredible, and just that relationship is something that it goes back through so many years, and just grateful for the opportunity that we get to represent the Seminole Tribe of Florida, and for what it means to be able to have that that relationship and understanding and respecting the history, the past of all things that we get to do, and it is really special, and I think Saturday and having this Heritage Game will brings great awareness to just how important that really is for our entire university.
Coach, final thoughts from you. I know you're hungry to get back out there and see the best from your football team and tap back in to that energy you felt here earlier this season.
No, I mean, I love coaching this team, and the way the guys, how they approach each other, the work, the investment that they're putting in, just to going to get better. And I mean, that's something that that's what we control. And from every person within the program, I have felt that throughout this week. I felt that throughout the bye week, and we know what's ahead for us. And there's a lot of excitement to get on the field, and back in front of our home crowd, and just the opportunity to show who we are and what we're all about.
Coach, as always, great talking to you. Thanks so much for your time, and have a great week getting ready.
Well, I appreciate everybody coming out, and go Noles.
That's the head coach, Mike Norvell, everybody. We appreciate his time on Inside Seminole Football every Monday night. As our program brought to you in part by Truist. When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. So start feeling like it today. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC. Coming up next, Richie Leonard, Florida State offensive lineman, joins us on the main table. We can't wait for that. That more on the way. We are back after this timeout.
Your home. It's the one place that no matter how busy life gets, your friends and family can always find you. It's where they can show you they care, they want to celebrate with you, or they just have your back. That's why the professionals at Barano Heating and Air Conditioning are always available to make sure your home and all the people who love to share it with you are comfortable. Just like those who matter to you most, we will always be there for you.
Florida, home to pristine beaches, unique dining experiences, world-class accommodations, and the thrills that keep the young and young at heart coming back to the Sunshine State. From coast to coast, see what our 10,000 members of the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association have been preparing for you. Exceptional eats, historic sites, and lodging to fit any budget. So whether you're here making deals or making memories, come get a flavor for Florida's finest restaurants and hotels.
When your health is on the line, Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare is here with the most advanced medical care in the region. TMH is home to the top heart and vascular program, the highest level of care for premature babies, the area's most powerful cancer center, and the region's only Level 2 trauma center. TMH is setting new standards for medical excellence, driving research and innovation to bring the best care to our region. TMH is your lifelong partner in health.
From Bowden's in College Town, this is Inside Seminole Football. Let's rejoin the voice of the Seminoles, Chuck Culhane.
And we are back. Thanks so much for everybody coming out tonight. We appreciate you guys spending some time with us as we talk all things Florida State football. And as always, a big thank you to the head football coach, Mike Norvell, as the Noles get ready here on homecoming week and our Seminole Heritage game to get after Wake Forest Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern is the kick at Bobby Bowden Field inside of Doak Campbell Stadium. And time now for our Garnet and Gold Gear of the Week in honor of this weekend's Seminole Heritage game. To my right, as you see it up here, this week's featured item is a Nike men's dry fit polo with the Seminole head in turquoise. Another great item from the officially licensed Seminole Heritage Collection. Garnet and Gold has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years. Visit one of the 3 locations here in Tallahassee and pick up your new game day gear. Man, I'm fired up to have with us on our main stage here at Bowden's in College Town. He is one of the top offensive linemen in the ACC and can constantly giving back to the community. Please give it up for Richie Leonard IV, everybody, in the house tonight. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for spending some time with us and hanging out. I know you guys are working your tails off, ready to get back on that winning track overall. Take me through the bye week, and I'm sure as an offensive lineman, good to have a little bit of a break in the middle of the season to heal up some bumps and bruises, I would think.
Yeah, definitely. Good to get a couple days to be able to reset your mind, reset your body, and get ready to get back to work.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll talk football here in a second, but I want to let everybody know, as you are, Richie, someone that is constantly giving back to the community. You're a member of the All-State AFCA Good Works team. You're a semifinalist for the Werfel Trophy as well. Yeah, absolutely. You and your mother and father visited Moffitt Cancer Center in Tampa last weekend. Your mother, Prashanda, is a breast cancer survivor who received her chemotherapy there at Moffitt in 2021. How amazing was that to go back to that place and to be able to give back to folks down there that helped your mother out and helped your family out during a really tough time?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a great experience to be able to do that, to be able to go, like you said, give back and put some smiles on some faces at a place that's done so much for me and my family. So to be able to do that was a wonderful feeling.
How impactful have your parents been on you in your journey collegially in college football?
Extremely impactful. Just the examples that they set by just being themselves every day is more than enough. So
yeah. How many? So you're in Tampa at Moffitt over the weekend. Kind of just take me through the day and some of the things you're able to do, some of the people that you saw, and I'm sure to see the smiles on faces of folks that are going through a lot warms the heart in a lot of ways, I would imagine.
Yeah, definitely. So Moffitt's a big cancer center. They got a lot of different campuses. So we're mainly focused on the breast cancer floor and getting to walk through there. And we were able to actually give care packages to patients while they were in the middle of receiving their chemotherapy treatment.
Wow.
So to be able to, slide the door open and to be able to slide the door open and be able to put a smile on their face, just a surprise, from
Sure.
something that they probably weren't expecting today. To be able to do that for just that one moment for those people is awesome.
Yeah, you talked about how impactful your parents are. I mean, your mother, her strength has to be an inspiration for you, I would imagine. For folks that have not met your mom, how would you describe her to everybody out there?
Yeah, she's very outgoing. She's a very strong personality and just a strong woman. She's been a great role model for me and my sister our whole lives, and I love my mom.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Did you guys get back home over to Cocoa on Saturday as well? Now, How much fun was that? Was there a parade you guys were a part of? Is that right?
Not necessarily a parade, but there was the Making Strides Breast Cancer Walk.
Okay.
So we got to participate in that with my mom. She got to go up on the stage. They bring every survivor there that's participating. They will let them walk across the stage, announce their name, and letting her have that moment to shine in front of everybody. It was really cool to see and just sit back and watch.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, huh? Wow. Very, very cool stuff. And to get back home and see a lot of people, I'm sure, that have helped you along the way and your family along the way as well as an inspiration. You guys have been, I'm sure, to many in the community in Cocoa is pretty cool. All right, let's talk a little football. You guys moved into your brand new football performance center last week.
Yeah.
How cool is that place?
That was awesome. It's a really cool facility.
Yeah. What's the cool? What do you like the most about it right now? What's the coolest thing that you see, Richie?
I really like the training room. We got a completely new training room, new hot tub, cold tub, and I'm going to be spending a lot of time in there, so definitely the training room.
I think the hot tub is a place we'd all spend a lot of time at if we had one of those. You better believe it. Now, technology has impacted how you guys prepare, right? Every single day with virtual reality and the meeting rooms, the walkout areas as well. Kind of take us through that, how impactful some of that stuff can be in helping you guys get ready every single day and get better for your next game.
Yeah, it can be extremely impactful. Kind of like you and Coach were talking about earlier, you can walk right out of the meeting room and go into a walk-through space and walk through everything that you just talked about. So it's, phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, walk me through this week, getting ready for a Wake Forest defense that I know is pretty active, pretty physical. They've done a nice job of finding ways to win games, just beat a good SMU team last week by the score of 13-12. Take me through your guys' mindset, and on the offensive line, you've been able to plow the way for a great offense and a great rushing attack all season long. What are some of the keys, Richie, this week in preparing for a solid Wake Forest team?
Just continue to do just that, to be physical up front, impose our will on opposing defensive lines, and run the ball.
There you go. Tote the rock, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. How much fun was that Kent State game where basically you ran for 1,500 yards in that game back early in the year? That's an offensive lineman's dream, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. That game was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, well, there we go. Well, I tell you what, just really impressed by you and how you continue to give back to so many. Happy that your mother's doing well and feeling good after everything that she has gone through. And, man, we can't wait to watch you go out and get after it here on Saturday night. Sound good?
Yes, sir.
There you go. Hey, I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming up.
Thanks
That's Richie Leonard, everybody. He's one of the key cogs of this offensive line. You can vote for him as well for the All-State AFCA Good Works team as a captain and for the Werfel Trophy. Every day you can vote for Richie at ESPN.com/Allstate. As our student-athlete segment here on the program on Inside Seminole Football is brought to you in part by and brought to you by Seminole Boosters. Did you know that FSU Athletics is self-supported and is not funded by tax dollars? We rely on fans to join Seminole Boosters so your teams have the best chance to succeed on and off the field. Membership starts at $5 per month and comes with great benefits. Go online to SeminoleBoosters.com to learn more. Coming up next, we'll talk with Florida State offensive coordinator Gus Malzahn, leading this high-powered offensive attack into Saturday night's game. Stay with us. We are back after this timeout.
It didn't start here.
But everything it stood for still does.
Some things change.
And some things never change.
Tradition, dedication to excellence, a program built on grit.
And driven by growth.
From the tunnel to the turf, every step forward tells a story.
Just like ours.
Where growth, determination, and a dedication to excellence meet.
Scott and White.
Florida. Home to pristine beaches, unique dining experiences, world-class accommodations, and the thrills that keep the young and young at heart coming back to the Sunshine State. From coast to coast, see what our 10,000 members of the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association have been preparing for you. Exceptional eats, historic sites, and lodging to fit any budget. So whether you're here making deals or making memories, come get a flavor for Florida's finest restaurants and hotel.
Hey, your voice is amazing. Let him hear it.
When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more.
Give me a word, give me a sign. Show me where to look, tell me what will I find.
You're unstoppable.
I'm just getting started.
Well, I'm here to help.
At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking.
here is Jeff Culhane.
And welcome back, Monday night, live from Ballots in College Town. Continue along for our final couple of segments here on Inside Seminole Football. Appreciate Richie Leonard stopping by the program. A big thanks to the Golden Girls for welcoming us back in here to the courtyard at Bowdens in College Town. Well, Florida State's offense has been high-powered throughout the season, putting up big numbers all year long. This guy, the reason for that. Please, a big round of applause for our offensive coordinator, Gus Malzahn. Everybody here with us. Coach, it's great to talk to you. Great to see you. And, man, this has been an offense this year that's put up some big plays, some big numbers. And now I know you're trying to get back to that and channel that here as we move into our final month of the regular season. Take me through the bye week from your perspective, and what were things you were honed in on with your group?
Yeah, the bye week came at a really good time. We were pretty beat up. It was really good for us to kind of heal up, especially our quarterback. He took a pretty good lick, there that last game. But our guys healed up. We did some self-evaluation. Off weeks are great to kind of look back at yourself. What are your strengths? What are you not good at? What do you need to grow in? Who do you need to get the ball to? So it was really good for that. And then, of course, you got a little extra time. And we're playing a really good defense, top 25 defense with this group. And they got after SMU pretty good. So it was a combination of all the above that was really good timing for us.
I know, as Coach Norvell and I have talked, playing that connected football, that complementary football across the board. And as you know, during your career, it's so important front to back and in all three phases. What areas offensively do you want to see your group continue to strive towards when it comes to the standpoint of complementary football?
Yeah, I mean, we've been pretty good on third down. I think the big thing for me is, we get down the red zone, we got to score points.
Yeah.
And that was the last game. That was really our Achilles heel. Had a lot of yards and all that. Bottom line is, we didn't get in from the 2-yard line on the last play of the game. We had a 4th and 1. We didn't get it. A 4th and 2. We didn't get it. Didn't get any points. Yeah. So we have to do a better job of that. And then the explosive plays. I mean, that's really what we did very well the first few games. We got to continue to get back to that explosive play type mentality.
Yep, Florida State, 6th nationally with 57 runs of 10 yards or more this season. And the Noles have 12 players with a double-digit run in 2025 and 8 players with a run of 20 or more yards. We had Richie up here a moment ago. Yeah. I know your offensive line, you've always been a guy that wants to establish the ground game, and it starts with those boys up front. How has that group continued to gel together as they're playing together in their first season for the first time?
Well, I've been real proud of that bunch, because in the spring we were pretty beat up. We didn't get the chance to get that continuity. Fall camp was really the first time, and so that group has grown. They've done a really good job. I feel like we got 6 starters. All those guys have rotated and really done a good job, and we've really relied on them a lot.
Yeah, Florida State 6th nationally with 254.3 rushing yards per game. We talked about Tommy. He took that pop late at Stanford. Coach today said, hey, we're going to keep an eye on him and see how he progresses throughout the entire week. Coach, I thought Kevin Sperry came in a really, really tough spot and gave you a chance, gave you a shot. How has Kevin impressed you as a true freshman in your system running that quarterback spot?
Well, I'll take you all the way back to the spring. He didn't act like a true freshman. I mean, he really had that calmness about him that was rare for a true freshman. He earned the respect of not just the offensive players, but the defensive players in the spring. So he's carried that over in the fall, and he's just been waiting. And he was put in a real tough situation.
Really tough.
And then he still gave us a chance at the end. He did a good job on the shovel pass. Obviously, the big men throwing it up gave our guy a chance, bought himself some time. So it was really good for him to feel what it feels like, with the game on the line type deal. And that'll do nothing but help him in the future.
Hard to replicate that, obviously, in practice. But when you do have him, all those guys are getting real live reps and preparing as if they're going to play. Brock Glenn as well for you at that quarterback position. Do you feel like those guys can run your stuff the way Tommy does with the capability mentally with how you want to do it?
Yeah, they're all 3 different, which that's good. But they can all run, and they can all run our entire offense, which I think that's very important. And Brock, I mean, he does a great job too. There's a lot of things that, if something happened to Tommy long term, I mean, Brock and Kevin both would be playing. I mean, we'll kind of mix and match as we go. But I've got a lot of confidence in both those guys, and they've really earned it, since I've been here.
Yep. Gus Malzahn with us here on Inside Seminole Football. Coming up, we'll talk with him about Wake Forest and the matchup homecoming night Seminole Heritage game Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. As Inside Seminole Football brought to you in part by the Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles. Here to remind you that if alcohol is in the mix, driving isn't. Plan ahead, designate a driver, grab a ride share, or stay put. Winning starts with smart choices. Drive sober, arrive alive. Go Noles. And also brought to you in part by Grassroots Coffee. We thank them for their support of Florida State football. Every time you buy Grassroots Coffee's End Zone Blend, a portion of each sale goes directly to Florida State's football program. Order the coffee that supports our Noles by scanning that QR code on the screen or on the bag as well, and go to grassrootscoffee.com. Grassroots Coffee, made for everyone, loved everywhere. Final segment on the way. We'll talk about the matchup with Wake Forest with Coach Malzahn when we return. Stay with us. We are back after this timeout.
Your home. It's the one place that no matter how busy life gets, your friends and family can always find you. It's where they can show you they care, they want to celebrate with you, or they just have your back. That's why the professionals at Barano Heating and Air Conditioning are always available to make sure your home and all the people who love to share it with you are comfortable. Just like those who matter to you most, we will always be there for you.
And we are back. One final segment here on Monday night. Thanks to everybody coming out and hanging out with us. We appreciate you guys. Give your guys a round of applause, will you? Come on, make a little noise. There we go. Thanks so much for joining us here on Inside Seminole Football. Gus Malzahn here with us as our program brought to you in part by Carver's Discount Cleaners. Mean on stains, green on earth. Try new Eco Green Dry Cleaning at Carver's Discount Cleaners, 1215 North Monroe Street in Midtown. And make sure to tune in to Game Day Live with Aria Masudi, Eric Llewellyn, and Emily Peters before all Florida State football home games. The show begins an hour before kickoff and runs for 45 minutes total. Aria, Lulu, Emily get you ready for the matchup while capturing the game day feel in and around Doak Campbell Stadium. That's Game Day Live. Can we also give a round of applause to Gus Malzahn, because tomorrow is Coach Malzahn's birthday, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. What is the premier Gus Malzahn birthday meal, Coacher? If you could have one meal on your birthday, you and your wife, you guys are hanging out, what are we going with?
Yeah, I would go with Mexican food.
Really?
Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm a big Mexican food guy.
All right.
But the problem is my birthday's always in the middle of a season, so there's no celebrating a birthday until you get done with the season. But it would be Mexican.
You go what, burrito, fajitas?
All of it.
All of it?
Oh, yeah.
Chips and queso?
Yeah, I love guacamole, nachos.
I tell you what, you and I, we do some damage, Coach. I'll tell you that right now. Well, I know that you and your offense, you want to get back to that, doing that damage. You mentioned it. Wake Forest is a defense that, especially against the pass, they've been very good in slowing down teams and really did a nice job against SMU this past weekend. What do you see when you watch them?
Well, I mean, you turn the film on, they look like a top 25 defense, so you can see it. And they played some good offenses. Georgia Tech, obviously SMU's a good offense too, and they held them to 12 points. So, you know, they make you earn it. They don't give up a lot of big plays. They keep things in front of them really good. So we're going to have to be patient, but at the same time, I mean, we're going to have to run the football. We're going to play fast, and we got to get those explosive plays, whether it's the run game or the pass game.
Is it a unique scheme that Scotty Hazelton brings? And Jake Dickert's also a defensive mind as well during his time.
Right.
Is the scheme unique, or is it just the accountability that those guys play with and how they execute it out there?
They play extremely hard. The coaching staff does a really good job. I mean, you can see. I mean, they make everything right. They know their answers. You can see. You got to predict. I mean, if you heard them on something, you got to predict exactly what they're going to do because they're usually going to have the right answer with that. But they're very multiple. You know, they'll play even front, odd front. They'll bring pressures. They disguise their coverages really well. They try to keep things in front of them. And, you know, I think they're a talented group too. I mean, up front, I think they're very talented. Their linebackers run well, and I think their corners are good corners too.
Yeah, they do a nice job. You're one of the great offensive minds in football. When did you know you wanted to be a coach? And when did you know that it was offense, that you were a guy that, hey, I'm not messing with the defense, man. I want to score points.
You know, I started coaching when I was a sophomore in high school. I started coaching like boys club, and I coached everything. So I knew right then that's what I wanted to do. And so really fortunate, obviously, have the high school background, got a chance to learn from some really good high school head coaches around the state of Arkansas. And so just kind of grew in my own, and it's been a lot of fun. But, you know, I like defense too. You know? I mean, and I think, you know, to know offense, you got to know defense too, and vice versa. And when you're a high school coach, you have to know all of it. And I know that background really helped me be a college coach.
Absolutely. That's really impressive to hear. We were talking about Mekhi Danzy with Coach earlier in the show. How impressive has his growth been for you with the way he makes big plays?
I tell you what, he's been amazing because he didn't go through spring because he's, you know, running track, you know, one of the best track guys in the country. And then, you know, he played running back last year. So, you know, in fall camp, you could tell he had a skill set, and he is just gets better and better. We got to get him the ball more. I mean, he's one of those guys that just has the wow factor. He can make plays. He can go up and high point a ball, judge a ball, run through a ball, and he got real speed too. So he's been one of those guys that's really been a bright spot.
Yep. Coach, final thoughts for you as you look at this week. Obviously, you want to get Tommy healthy, and you're working that every single day. But take me through this week as you prepare for this game.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good for us to kind of press the pause button. Like I said, reset and everything. We got 5 games now. I mean, we got to get this thing going, get back on track, and I really expect our offense to be ready to play on Saturday, and looking forward to the next 5 games.
Yeah, absolutely. So are we. We can't wait to see you. I tell you what, it's been fun watching your offense go to work. It's been great having you a part of the Florida State football program. An absolute pleasure. And happy birthday tomorrow, all right?
Yeah, thank you.
I
appreciate y'all. Thanks for having me, guys.
That's Gus Malzahn, everybody. Florida State offensive coordinator stopping by here with us on Inside Seminole Football, live from Bowdenton College Town. We appreciate Coach's time very much. He's got a little end zone blend he's taking home with him as well, courtesy of Mark Lowe and the great folks at Grassroots Coffee. That's going to do it for us. For Coach Malzahn, for Mike Norvell, Richie Leonard as well. My name is Jeff Culhane. Have a great weekend. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you Saturday for homecoming and Seminole Heritage. And as always, go Noles. Thank you for watching and listening.